to another edition of the Sewing Guru. Now in the previous video we attached the first stage of our bottoms, which was of course the inside leg seams. So we're now ready to go on to the next stage where I'm going to show you how to attach the seat or the crutch seams together. Okay, so the first thing what you need to do before we can attach this crutch part here is we need to place one of our panels. Of course we've attached the inside leg seam here. We've got it, you need to place it on the table like this so you can see the correct side up facing you. Okay, and then what you need to do is you need to just position the other panel. So of course you're looking now at the wrong side because you can see the overlocking, and you just need to just position that on top so it's exactly on top of the other panel. So just make sure that that's all aligned, and then very important, you need to get your crutch point matching. So we're just going to put a seam in there like so. Okay, and if I lift up my fabric, you can see that the inside seam is now continuous seam, so you know that that is completely aligned correctly. So we can just place that back down now properly. Okay, and we can put another pin in this way on, keeping the seams down. So because the seams are both running this way, in the previous video we pressed it so that the seams were both going to run exactly the same way. So they're both running this way, as you can see. Now with your trousers, the seat here and the rise and the bend of the seat, you can always tell which is the front and the back, because the back has more of a curve, whereas the front is more, it's more of a sort of a stronger angle. Okay, it's a shorter curve than the back. So with the men's, ladies and gents trouser bottoms, the back seam is completely stitched for the seat. So we're going to be pinning right along the back seam here. Okay, so we're pinning the whole thing in place. I'll put another pin there. Okay, and this here, now we're moving on to the front of our pyjama bottoms, so we can put some pins in here as well. Okay, like so. Now the difference between the gents pants and the ladies pants is that we have here a fly gap for the gents. So what we need to do for gents, the fly gap is always around about 20 to 22 centimetres in length from the top, which makes it, if you're going to be putting 21 centimetres in, you're looking at about 8 1/4 inches. Okay, now I'm going to be putting in a gap of 21 centimetres. So I'm going to put a pin exactly 21 centimetres down. Okay, like that. I'm going to put another pin as well there, just to show me that that is the gap. In fact, we can have a different coloured pin. I'm just going to take this other pin out. There we go. So as you can see, I've got a different coloured pin there. That's where I will start from, leaving a gap for the gents. Okay, so for the gents, we're stitching from here all the way around to the crutch point and then all the way up to the back seam. Now for the ladies, it's slightly different. You're basically stitching from the back, right along the back seam, over the crutch point, and then all the way up to the very top of the front panel. So you're closing in the entire crutch, whereas the gents, you have a gap, which is obviously going to be for the front fly. So whichever pants you're doing it for, that's what you need to do. Okay, so I'm going to be stitching the gents, so from here right round to there to this point right here. Right, so I've stitched along here right the way along, and of course I've stopped at this point, so there's a gap which is for the gents fly. Now for the ladies, you should have carried on right the way to the very top, just like here. Okay, so the next stage is we need to overlock around here. So the ladies, you're going right round to this side here, and then the gents, you're overlocking from here all the way along here, and then when you reach this point here, just run the overlocking off at this point. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to the overlocker, and I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so for both the ladies and gents, we're going to start at the very top of the back centre seam. Okay, and we're just going to overlock this round the whole back. Okay, so we'll eventually reach the crutch point. Okay, so I'm at the crutch point now. Make sure that your seam is lying flat on both sides. Okay, so it's both lying this way. You don't want it where the overlocker goes over it and then you've got your seam like this. Okay, make sure that they're both lying flat this way. Okay, so check underneath as well. Okay, and if that's fine, just keep going. Right the way around. Now remember, with the gents, when you reach this point here, this is where you need to taper off. Like so. Okay? Just cut the thread. But with the ladies, you just keep going all the way to the top of the front point, okay, here. Okay, so whichever you've done, you've now overlocked and stitched the crutch seam, and we are now ready to go on to the next video where I'm going to show you how to attach the outside leg seams.